Good day and welcome to Professional Skills 2, Lesson 3. Today we're going to be talking about self-management. You can be following along in your textbook. What this entails is clarifying your own values, from that setting goals, and then putting effective planning into place so that you can achieve those goals that are in line with your values. In other words, this means having agency or the ability to act independently. So please take some time to finish the self-assessment exercise on page 48, pause this video, and play it again when you're done. So the important thing when we're talking about self-management is to realize that we all have goals that we want to achieve. These can take the form of either personal goals or organizational goals. Personal goals are those that we set for ourselves. What are your own personal goals? If you want to take a moment to think about those, please pause the video. Whereas organizational goals are those that are assigned to us by either school or work. You've got a lot of organizational goals that are assigned to you. Assessments are one example of those. And obviously when you get to work, your boss will give you duties and tasks, and those will form part of organizational goals. To set goals and to obviously achieve them, we need to have a clear idea of who we are, what we want to become, where we're going, and how we're going to get there. Without all of these in place, we're not going to be able to have a plan to get to where we're going. So in this way, we clarify our values and our goals, and we develop strategic plans to achieve them. Our values are really important in the achievement of our goals. So what is self-management? It's the process very clearly of influencing yourselves. So I have a statement here, and I'd like you to just think about whether you agree or disagree with it. The statement is, we choose what we are and who we become. We choose what we are and who we become. Do you agree with this? I'd like to challenge you to post your answers on Cole Campus on the discussion board. So management is defined as the process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling, whereas leadership is the process of influencing people or yourself to achieve a common goal. To practice management and leadership and self-management and self-leadership, we need to be aware of what we want out of life and what a desirable way of achieving these goals is. So we need to look at who we are first. We need to know what we want out of life, and we need to know how we are comfortable getting it. So to do this, we need to clarify our values. From there, develop a personal mission statement, and then set out our goals and make plans for achieving them. And we're going to go through this process in the preceding slides. So what are values? Values are stable and enduring beliefs about what is worthwhile in life. So what do you want out of life? What kind of job do you want? Where do you want to live? What kind of family do you want to have? Do you have a particular kind of car that you want? What is your life if you imagine yourself in 10 years' time? And then next, what behaviors you feel are desirable for achieving them. So what are the means that you are comfortable in achieving these goals? Are you comfortable betraying your friends, leaving your family behind, stepping on others to get to the top? Or do you have other ways that you would rather achieve these goals, more ethical ways? So what means are you willing to put into place? What are the behaviors that you want to put into place in order to achieve those ends, what is worthwhile in life? So since your values determine what you feel is good or bad, what is important, what is unimportant, what is desirable, what's undesirable, you need to clarify what your values are before you can determine what your goals are. Because if you don't know what is driving those goals, you won't be able to set goals that are achievable for you to achieve. And then obviously you will know from those values how you want to behave in order to achieve those goals. For example, a really easy way of getting your diploma is to forge it. Is that a means that you think is acceptable for getting your diploma? Hopefully you will say no, because obviously in forging your diploma, you won't have all of the knowledge that backs it up. And these are the kinds of things that we are talking about. And obviously it's unethical to do something like that. So values motivate everything about us. They motivate our decisions and our behavior. They motivate how we go through the world, how we treat people, how we treat ourselves, what we think is worthwhile and what we think is not worthwhile. So your values are an incredibly important set of things that drive your behavior. There are two main types of values, and they are connected into the ends and means from the last slide. So terminal values refer to desirable ends or goals. So where you want to see yourself in 10, 15 years' time. So like a comfortable, prosperous life, world peace, wisdom, salvation, all of these are terminal values. Terminal because they refer to an end. Whereas instrumental goals refer to beliefs about what behaviors are appropriate when you are trying to achieve a goal. So things like being loving, being honest, being ambitious. So I want you to think about at least two of your own terminal values and two of your instrumental goals. Please pause the video here and think about those and write them down. These will just help you plan out your goals, plan out where you're going and how you're going to get there. I mentioned earlier on that it's important that you write down a personal mission statement. And what a personal mission statement is a statement that defines your purpose in life and helps you focus on what you want to become and how you're going to get there. So think back to this ends and means each and every single time, these terminal and instrumental goals. We're talking about what you want to become and how you're going to get there. Another word for this term for this is life philosophy, and it's the basis for your own proactivity. It provides your vision and values that direct your life. And from here, the great thing about having a personal mission statement is that it's the basis for determining long and short-term goals. When you start up your own company, you need to have a mission statement for your company because this is going to focus on what you want to become as a company and how you are going to get there. Company philosophy is also a synonym there. So please take some time again, pause this video and take a little bit of time to write down a rough personal mission statement. From here comes personal goal setting. And we all know what goals are. We've all set 1 million goals. It's February now. So how many New Year's resolutions that we framed as goals have we already abandoned? And that's because New Year's resolutions often don't really have any kind of plan to them. And that's what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to avoid vague goals, and we're trying to put concrete, solidified goals in place that have a plan of action, because without a plan, it's just a dream. So a goal defines a destination point that you want to achieve. Graduating from college is a great example of a goal. And in order to do this, you need to have clear objectives, and you also need to evaluate at regular intervals. Because often, and we all know how that goes, you aim to achieve a goal and life changes. I mean, in 2020, lots of life changed. And we had to re-evaluate our goals and how we were going to get there. And this helps with self-management because it clarifies what needs to be done from here. If your goals were to go to college every single day during the pandemic, you would have failed at that. So you would have needed to re-evaluate that goal so that you could achieve it under the new circumstances. And this results in motivation because you are choosing to lead your life in a direction as opposed to just simply acting randomly. So if you've got a plan, it helps you stay motivated. And it also provides you with a way to measure your success. And as long as these goals are in line with your values and personal mission statement and you have a plan to achieve them, you have a better chance of achieving that goal in the long run. It's really important that your goals are personalized. If somebody else sets a goal for you, you are less likely to achieve it than if you set it for yourself. It's the same thing with organization versus personal goals. You're more likely to achieve your personal goals because you have the desire. You want to achieve them. Your goals should be yours, a direct result of your mission statement. And they need to be SMART goals. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timeous. Something you can do to ensure that you do achieve your goals is to visualize your goals. Visualize what it will feel like to you once you have achieved your goal. because this will definitely help you to stay focused and motivated and to work hard at achieving it. Many successful business leaders have vision boards, and this is just a piece of paper in a room that you spend a lot of time with pictures or words or quotes that motivate you to achieve your goal. Another good idea is to get support. Associate with good people. Associate with people who are going to support you in achieving your goals. Setting goals with others is a good way to do this, but holding each other accountable for your own goals is really important. But just keeping company with people who are motivational and who are a good influence on you is a really, really good bit of advice. Are you surrounded by people who support your goals and want to help you achieve them, or are you surrounded by people who want to bring you down? Think about the company that you keep, because it makes a big difference when it comes to goal achievement. Along the road, make sure that you reward small wins. Make sure that you reward progress towards your goal, because this helps maintain your own commitment and your motivation. And like I said already, continually evaluate and make adjustments. You need to adapt. Remember this adaptability to any kind of changing circumstances and setbacks in a realistic way. What you think might be a setback is just a change of path. It's not a bad thing as long as you learn from it. So planning for implementation, we're going to look at the process of doing this. You need to define a strategy for achieving your goals, and we're going to talk about the what, how, and when. So the process. The first step is to identify what your goals are. From there, do a SWOT analysis. And a SWOT analysis stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are internal to you. Opportunities and threats are external to you. So keep that in mind whenever you are doing a SWOT analysis. Identify operational objectives, formulate strategies, implement these strategies, and then evaluate results. So here's an example of a SWOT analysis. Goal: I want to become a professional surfer. Okay, great. So that is my goal. I want to be a pro surfer. What are my strengths? I'm a really good swimmer. That's about me. It's internal to me, and I can hold my breath for a really long time. That's also got to do with me. It's my own personal strength. Next is weaknesses. I'm afraid of the ocean. That's also got to do with me. It's internal to me. I'm going to struggle to change that for now. Opportunities. My aunt is a pro surfer, so she can help me out. Great. I've got a coach who will coach me on surfing for free. And threats. I live in Joburg. What's the problem with Joburg? When you're a surfer, there is no ocean nearby. So that is also external to you, as is your aunt being a pro surfer. It's not got to do directly with you. So this is an example of a SWOT analysis. So goal setting help. Here are a couple of tips that you can use to help you set your goals. First of all, think about the big picture, and then from there, narrow it down until you have a goal. So what do you want for your life? What is a terminal goal? Where do you want to be in 20 years' time or 10 years' time? Then think about what you want to do this year and what you want to achieve today, and then make sure they all funnel into each other. So what you want to achieve today should be working towards what you want to achieve this year, and what you want to achieve this year should be working towards what you want for your life. All of these goals need to cohere. They all need to stick together. Then consider how you are going to achieve these goals. And again, start small. This is where the SMART rubric comes into place. Think about how you can set SMART goals for your goals for this today, for this year, and for your life. And like I said, all of your little goals need to be leading up to the bigger picture. In the next class, we're going to start discussing emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, EI. I want to ask you, how do you think emotional intelligence is different from IQ? And which one do you think is more important than the other? So please take a minute to post something on the discussion boards on Cole Campus. Which do you think is more important, IQ or EI, often called EQ as well? Thanks for coming today, guys. See you all next time.